everyone, and welcome to the Noona's Noonchi Deep Dive, being introspective with K-dramas from a mental health perspective. Okay guys, I'm talking about Our Blues, a new K-drama, an ongoing K-drama, and usually I like to wait to do deep dives on the K-dramas after they've ended, but I can't wait because I saw this scene in episode 3 in Our Blues and loved it. So many takeaways that I want to share about friendship. Remember, the theme for this month is relationships, so it's very fitting. What makes a friendship? What are friends? Describe a friend to you. How do you expect your friends to behave? Who are your friends? What's a true friend? What's an authentic friend? What does friendship mean when it comes to your mental health? Those are a lot of the questions that I asked myself as I was watching this, oh my gosh, beautifully acted scene in episode 3 between the characters Hansu and Eun Hui. Now, if you're not watching this K-drama, I'll do my best not to spoil the scene because I want to talk about the theme here and what you can take away. Let's face it, Eun Hui asked a very pivotal question, important question, because she was upset with herself, even though maybe many of us were thinking, why do you have to be upset with yourself? It should be Hansu that you should be upset with, which she was, and she kicked him out, right? She said, leave. But Eun Hui pointed out, guys, we're no better. We're not friends. You know, Hansu actually came to us thinking that we are his friends because he needs money. Hansu, the character, needs money. He's in financial debt. And Eun Hui has a lot of money. And we all know that, right? And we're also feeling very upset leading up to the scene. Viewers are like, oh my gosh, Hansu better not use Eun Hui, which he did. But then again, it pivots, right? Because that's what K-dramas do. Even those characters that you think are going to do something shady, there's redemption there, okay? Without spoiling it, always there's redemption, I find, okay? Which is very good for our mental health, by the way, to see that redemption. Just to have that peace, that everyone got what they deserved and also walked away at peace, and there's some level of contentment. Eun Hui points out, after she kicked out her friend Hansu, finding out that she was being used and that he lied to her, which was wrong, yes, and he did not deny any of it, that she's like, we're no better. We're talking about him behind his back. I thought that was so brilliant to say, because guess what, guys? That's what we do. And you know, I found that in most recent times, particularly in the pandemic, folks have said to me they've lost faith in humanity. Some faith in humanity, but we can always bring that faith back, right, in humanity. I myself sometimes say, gosh, I've lost some faith in humanity because friendships have been lost. Friendships have gone sour. Friendships have gone south. Perhaps you've lost friends over some things, misunderstandings, misconceptions, misassumptions, right? There's a lot of assumptions being made. And what Eun Hui points out, ooh, see, I'm getting emotional. What she points out is saying, we're no better than Hansu. And you know, honestly, like when they were like, oh, but we care more about you than Hansu, they were trying to defend that. But she's like, but why? He's also our friend, our high school friend. We were part of the same friend group. Do you find sometimes in friends groups, it can just get toxic at times where you start ousting a friend, scapegoating a friend, maybe that you're that friend, right? And you're scapegoated all of a sudden in a group of people that you thought you could be the safest with. Now, Hansu doesn't know a lot of this, except he knows some of the rumors going around about him asking for money. And yes, he was going to ask Eun Hui for money. And the thing is, Eun Hui points out, well, you know what? We're no better because he went to his friends for money. One of them lent his money, but then charged him 20% interest. She's like a loan shark. That's terrible. Great point, Eun Hui. Really? Yes. Of course, you would expect to be paid back if you're loaning somebody money, and it's important to understand that it's a mutual respect of you're loaning somebody money, pay them back. But then with 20% interest, I thought that was interesting. She pointed that out, and that was his friend, Hansu's friend. And then another friend who refused to give him money, and she saying because he used his wife and child as an excuse, and investing in stocks so he had no money to give, but then went around telling everybody that Hansu asked me for money. Can you believe that? We're guilty of that at times. Human nature can be, I guess, wrong at times, where we go to the bad. And immediately, did you know that, this is what I'm thinking about, innocent until proven guilty didn't happen here. It was like guilty until proven innocent. They listened to all the rumors about Hansu asking for money. questioned him behind his back, never went to him once, by the way, right? And also dug up dirt on him, right? Ooh, yeah, did you know that he has this person for money? And then his wife obviously is in debt in the US, and then she's getting some money, and while there's a bad reputation, he has a bad reputation. All of this hearsay. And meanwhile, as viewers were watching going, Hansu, you better not use Eun Hui. But that moment was a teaching moment for me going, yeah, even I went to that. I went to the guilty until proven innocent going, ooh, Hansu, yeah, not doing good. But then there's stories behind people's motives and behavior, right? We got to look at that because guess what? You are in that position as well at times. Trust me. And people lose faith in you and vice versa. And when Eun Hui pointed out, guys, we're even talking about him, and you guys just are giving me more the benefit of the doubt because I have money. That gripped me because there are times that we do give other people benefit of the doubt because they have something that we could benefit from. Something that we could use, or we know that, oh, I don't know, they have like 1 million followers on TikTok and Instagram. Ooh, let's not touch them. But this person doesn't have that many followers on social media, so let's kind of scapegoat this person. And that's what she was pointing out because I'm better finding, I'm the one that loaned you money. And by the way, she pointed that too. She goes, I've loaned you guys money. You've asked me for money. What's Hansu doing that's different? And then she made such good points that even I was like, ooh, mic drop. That one of the friends just walked away from that conversation as they were on speakerphone, and the other friend went, hey, where are you going? And he's like, you know what? Eun Hui's right. I have nothing more to say. Bam! Folks, this is my point. Because friendships can get so toxic. And that's what a lot of folks talk to me about as a therapist. Even me, can be so hurt by friends. And Hansu, even though he doesn't know any of this, was, in some sense, if he heard about this, he'd be just as hurt. And Eun Hui was pointing out that, yeah, she was hurt by him using her, but they're no better. So probably it basically evened out the playing field. To your mental health, your emotional, social well-being, psychological well-being, friends are such a huge part of it. So I want to ask you guys this. From this episode, I started going, what are friends? Who are my friends? Who are the friends that I can rely on? Remember I talked about romance, when you can be the most vulnerable? Well, I'm going along those themes. And Hansu was the most vulnerable in that moment. Did you see that scene before that when he got angry with him, that he was summing up the courage to even ask for money? Look at that pivotal scene of how tortured he was, knowing that he was at his lowest point. We've been at our lowest points, guys. I am getting emotional because I need you guys to look at that. Have that empathy and compassion for your friends when they need it. It can be irritating, but you will need that empathy and compassion back. Empathy is feeling someone's difficulty and pain and joy, and then showing them compassion by perhaps going, you know what, I don't feel good about this, but I'm going to loan you money. Now, there are boundaries that we all talk about with working with friends and loaning friends money. Yes, that is all true. I'm not getting rid of any of that. But the thing that I want to point you out here is that the question that Eun Hui has going, are we any better? We're no better. We're no better, and we're even talking about our friends behind our back. How can we stop toxicity? By stop talking about folks behind their back. Confront. So on, Asian. Do you know that the thing that I dislike the most as a family therapist is when family members talk about each other, and then when I bring them in and say, hey, you're in family therapy, so guess what? I'm going to bring in your sister that you're talking about, your mom, dad, your cousin. We're going to talk about it in person. And they're like, no, I'm not ready. But guess what I do? I get them ready. You got to be able to confront. Confronting is not bad. That word may sound bad, but that's because people have made it sound bad. But you need to be able to talk to your friend, if you care about the friendship, and show them perhaps even all your angriness and frustration and disgust and go, yeah, I'm actually really disgusted. You're asking for money, but I prefer that than everybody talking about Hansu behind their back. You talking about that friend behind their back, that's toxic. That is toxic, and you are no better by spreading that toxicity. Spread even gaslighting, right? That term of kind of controlling the situation and making the other person feel that they're at fault or they're even crazy or something's wrong with them. By the way, we are all guilty of that. It's a cycle, remember? A cycle of toxicity, gaslighting, but cycle of kindness and joy. The reciprocity of kindness and joy, She gave him, she wired the money. Sorry, this is a spoiler alert. She ended up giving her friend the money because she thought about it. She came to her senses. I want to say that. Now, I don't know if I would have advised that, but she did it. Out of her good nature as a friend, she cared about him. Guess what Hansu does? You can only imagine what he does. And he gives it back because he cared about their friendship. Oh my goodness, folks, I'm starting to get emotional. The reciprocity of kindness and generosity needs to keep going so we can have faith in humanity. Where's your faith in humanity? What does friendship look like that benefits your emotional and social and psychological well-being? I need you to define it. I need you to be one. You need to be a friend. And if you're going to be the Hansu in some case, in any case, because it all happens to the rest of us, maybe not financially, but something else, where you need that empathy and compassion. So show that, learn from that scene, literally, I don't know, 5-minute conversation that she had on the phone with her friends. We're no better, friends. We're no better, guys. We're no better. So please, be that friend, turn the tables, and you know how you want to talk about how depressive and anxious friendship can make you? Well, you are in control of changing your behavior to show that empathy and compassion first. So get off the hamster wheel, forget the spinning, hop off, let the spinning stop, and you can be the first one to make that gesture of kindness, reciprocity of kindness, generosity, and when he does that, it's paid back. He responds the way that I say is reciprocity, give back, mutual respect and love, and at that moment there is peace between them. He's able to move on, and so is she. Guys, look at that. We cannot move on until there's that reciprocity, which is, again, that cycle of give back, giving and returning, giving and returning. A lot of us are guilty of just wanting to be received, wanting to get, and then sometimes we give and then we're like, you better pay us back. It happens in families, friends, colleagues, everything. So that's my soapbox for today. What we can learn from that pivotal moment from Uni, pointing out that they are no better, and then the friend going, she's right. We are no better. We're no better, folks. Thanks for watching this deep dive on our blues on friendship, Chingu, the power of Chingu. What is that? Can you define a friendship? Looking at episode 3 from Our Blues? Let's go deep, folks, and ask yourself, am I a friend? Can I be a friend to those in the deepest, darkest times of need and despair? Just like that romance I talked about, can you? Because you're gonna need it too. Reciprocity, remember that. And watch Our Blues, because so far I'm loving it. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button to get notified of more videos to come.